On August 4, 2020, Donald Trump, then President of the United States, made a statement that echoed across the world. "I favor a merit-based immigrant system that brings in high-skilled people that create jobs inside the US and not take jobs of Americans." But fast forward to today. What does this merit-based system mean for aspiring Filipinos seeking the American dream? Could the USA's new H1B visa policy be a game changer or a roadblock? Stay tuned as we unravel the truth with shocking data, expert insights, and stories of resilience. Is this the end of the American dream for Filipinos? The H1B visa has long been a lifeline for thousands of skilled Filipino professionals, opening doors to better opportunities in the United States. But with new reforms introduced this year, concerns have erupted. Could these changes halt the migration of Filipino workers? Today, we will dive deep into the new H1B policy, its potential impacts, and what this means for Filipino migrants. Are we witnessing a shift in global talent dynamics, or is this just a temporary hurdle? Let's break it down. Do you think the new H1B policy is fair? Comment below. First, let's understand what the H1B visa is. The H1B visa is a non-immigrant visa that allows U.S. companies to employ foreign workers in specialty occupations such as IT, healthcare, and engineering. It's a crucial program that bridges the gap between the demand for skilled workers and the local talent pool. For Filipinos, this visa has been a beacon of hope. It's no surprise that the Philippines is one of the top contributors to the H1B talent pool. In fact, over the past decade, thousands of Filipino professionals have found rewarding careers in the U.S. through this program. In 2025, the United States implemented significant reforms to the H1B visa program, a move that has sparked widespread discussion among immigration experts, employers, and skilled professionals worldwide. These changes aim to modernize the program while addressing challenges related to fairness, integrity, and workforce priorities. Let's delve into the key aspects of these reforms and their implications. One of the most notable updates is the expanded definition of specialty occupations. Under the new guidelines, the focus has shifted from the specific title of a degree to the relevance of its content to the job. This change is designed to provide greater flexibility for applicants who may not have traditional degree titles but possess skills and knowledge relevant to specialty roles. For instance, an applicant with a degree in data analytics may now qualify for an IT-related position, even if the degree title does not explicitly mention computer science. This adjustment seeks to address the evolving demands of industries requiring multidisciplinary skills. Another significant update is the extended cap gap provisions for F1 students. Previously, F1 students awaiting their H1B visa approvals faced challenges when their optional practical training (OPT) period ended before their H1B status began. The new policy extends this cap gap period, allowing students to continue working until April 1st of the following year while their H1B petitions are processed. This measure ensures continuity for international students transitioning from academia to the workforce, particularly in high-demand fields like STEM. The reforms also introduce a pathway for entrepreneurs under the H1B program. For the first time, individuals with controlling interests in their companies can apply for an H1B visa, provided they meet specific criteria. These include spending more than 50% of their time performing duties related to their specialty occupation and demonstrating that their entrepreneurial work contributes to the U.S. economy. This change aligns with the broader push to foster innovation and entrepreneurship in the United States while attracting global talent. Finally, the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, has enhanced compliance measures to ensure the integrity of the H1B program. The new rules grant the DHS greater authority to conduct workplace inspections, enforce penalties for violations, and monitor adherence to program requirements. While these measures aim to prevent misuse of the H1B program and protect U.S. workers, they also impose additional scrutiny on employers and applicants. This could lead to longer processing times and a potential increase in denials for applications that fail to meet the stricter standards. While the intent of these reforms is to modernize and streamline the H1B system, Critics argue that they could disproportionately impact migrants from developing countries like the Philippines. Enhanced compliance measures and stricter qualifications may create hurdles for middle-income professionals who previously relied on the H-1B program as a pathway to the U.S. Job market. Immigration consultant Maria Gonzalez explains, these changes may increase application scrutiny, making it harder for candidates from lower-income nations to qualify, especially those applying through smaller or mid-sized employers. This 2025 H-1B policy reforms reflect the U.S. government's attempt to balance the demand for global talent with domestic workforce priorities, while the expanded eligibility criteria and support for students and entrepreneurs signal progress. The stricter compliance measures present new challenges for countries like the Philippines, which contribute a significant number of skilled professionals to the H-1B pool. The reforms represent a mixed bag of opportunities and obstacles. The recent reforms in the H-1B visa policy are expected to create ripple effects across various sectors where Filipino professionals play a significant role. To understand these impacts, let's break it down by industry, focusing on the top sectors employing Filipino H-1B holders and the challenges they are likely to face. Number 1. 8th sector. Filipino IT professionals have consistently been a driving force in the U.S. technology landscape, contributing to software development, data analysis, and cybersecurity. However, the new H-1B policy introduces potential barriers. Increased scrutiny on applications, coupled with stricter compliance measures, could lead to longer processing times and reduced approvals. Moreover, the emphasis on merit-based selection adds an additional layer of competition, not only among international applicants, but also from U.S. residents with similar skill sets. These changes may discourage smaller companies that traditionally hired Filipino IT professionals from participating in the H-1B program due to higher compliance costs and the risk of penalties. Number 2. Healthcare. The healthcare sector has been one of the most reliable pathways for Filipinos migrating to the United States, with Filipino nurses and allied health professionals comprising a significant portion of the U.S. healthcare workforce. While healthcare remains a high-demand field, the reforms may inadvertently create bottlenecks. The annual visa cap and increased scrutiny could delay the approval of petitions, especially for healthcare workers employed by smaller institutions or rural healthcare providers. This could potentially worsen the staffing shortages in critical healthcare facilities, which rely heavily on skilled migrant workers, particularly from the Philippines. Number 3. Engineering. Engineering, another sector where Filipinos have excelled, is likely to face challenges as well. Small to mid-sized engineering firms, which typically sponsor Filipino H-1B workers, might struggle to navigate the enhanced compliance requirements. The added burden of inspections and documentation could lead to reduced hiring, particularly for niche engineering roles. Furthermore, the reform's focus on high-skill, high-wage applicants may favor larger corporations over smaller firms, limiting opportunities for Filipino engineers aspiring to work in the United States. Number 4. Reactions from experts and stakeholders. The cumulative impact of these challenges is expected to make the H-1B pathway more daunting for Filipino professionals. The delays in processing times, combined with stricter qualifications and higher rejection rates, may force many aspiring migrants to explore alternative pathways or reconsider their plans altogether. For those who do make it through the rigorous process, the journey to securing an H-1B visa will likely be more complex and time-consuming than ever before. As immigration consultant Maria Gonzalez puts it, the new policy favors top-tier applicants and larger employers, potentially sidelining middle-income professionals and smaller firms that have traditionally relied on foreign talent, while the U.S. continues to need skilled workers in critical sectors like IT, healthcare, and engineering. The reforms may inadvertently create barriers for Filipinos, who have historically been a vital part of the American workforce. The question remains, how will Filipino migrants adapt to this evolving landscape, and will the new reforms ultimately serve their intended purpose? 5. Alternatives for Filipino aspirants. The new challenges surrounding the H-1B visa program may prompt many aspiring Filipino migrants to explore alternative pathways for achieving their dreams of working or living abroad. Fortunately, there are several viable options for skilled professionals seeking opportunities outside the traditional H-1B route. One alternative is the L-1 visa, which facilitates intra-company transfers. This visa allows multinational companies to move their employees to U.S. offices, making it a viable option for Filipinos working for global corporations in the Philippines. By establishing themselves within such companies, professionals can leverage this pathway to gain international exposure. Another popular option is the F1 visa, which is designed for students pursuing higher education in the United States. Many Filipino students have successfully transitioned from F1 to H1B status after completing their studies, especially in high-demand fields such as STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The recent extension of cap-gap provisions for F1 students further strengthens this pathway, providing more time to secure H1B sponsorship. For those looking beyond the US, Canada and Australia present attractive alternatives. Both countries offer skilled worker programs that are often less restrictive and more straightforward than the H-1B process. Canada's express entry system, for instance, prioritizes skilled workers based on a points system, and Filipinos have consistently ranked among the top applicants. Australia's General Skilled Migration Program similarly offers opportunities for professionals in sectors like healthcare, IT, and engineering. These pathways provide not only work opportunities, but also a smoother route to permanent residency and eventual citizenship. Amid these challenges, the Philippine government has ramped up initiatives to retain local talent and create opportunities at home. Investments in technology hubs and healthcare infrastructure aim to provide competitive career options for skilled professionals. For example, the Department of Information and Communications Technology, DICT, is promoting IT parks and innovation hubs to attract both local and foreign investment. Additionally, programs such as Balik Scientist encourage Filipino experts abroad to return home and contribute to the country's development. These initiatives not only address brain drain, but also aim to position the Philippines as a competitive global talent hub. 6. Broader implications. The effects of the new H-1B visa policy are not confined to individual migrants. They ripple out to influence both the Philippine economy and U.S. industries. One of the most significant concerns is the potential impact on remittances. In 2023, overseas Filipino workers sent home $34 billion, with a substantial portion coming from professionals in the U.S. If H-1B approvals decline, the contribution of Filipino H-1B holders to this total could drop significantly, affecting the families and communities that rely on these funds. Moreover, U.S. companies, particularly in sectors like IT and healthcare, could face talent shortages. Filipino professionals have historically filled critical gaps in these industries, and a reduction in their numbers might exacerbate workforce challenges, especially as the U.S. grapples with aging populations and increasing demand for skilled labor. A decline in H-1B approvals could lead to reduced remittances, impacting the Philippine economy. At the same time, U.S. companies reliant on Filipino talent might face skill shortages, especially in IT and healthcare. 7. Address the big question. So, will this new policy truly stop Filipinos from migrating to the U.S.? The answer isn't simple. On one hand, stricter compliance and merit-based requirements will undoubtedly create barriers for many aspiring migrants. These changes may discourage middle-income professionals and smaller employers, leading to a potential slowdown in migration rates. However, history shows that Filipinos are highly adaptable and resourceful, whether it's through alternative visa pathways, pursuing opportunities in other countries, or even contributing to the Philippines' growing industries. Filipinos have consistently found ways to overcome challenges. The resilience and determination of Filipino migrants have allowed them to thrive despite ever-changing immigration policies. Ultimately, this policy may slow migration, but not stop it entirely. Filipinos have historically adapted to policy changes and found alternative routes, proving their unwavering determination to succeed. What's your take on this issue? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Are you considering other pathways? Or do you think the H-1B reforms will open new doors? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for updates on immigration news, tips for aspiring migrants, and stories of success. Check Check out the links in the description for trusted immigration resources and guides to alternative pathways.